All right. Greetings to everyone. Today, I, with my friend Ishan, is going to present on this pitch on this idea that is of a air pollution manager with the help of a prediction ML tool, as well as taking the data of the past 30 years and then improvising on it. So, first of all, we have the problem statement, which states that in India the air pollution has a very serious effect, and accurate air quality estimates have to be on point so that we can further take decisions such as setting up new industries or development of a particular area. Things like that have to be pre-planned, and various multi-million rupees financial decisions have to made regarding it. So first of all, let me talk about pollution and how it has affected us. Pollution refers to the presence of a harmful substance in the environment. It can cause health problems and is present in various natural bodies such as air, water, soil. It can even be present as noise pollution, which can severely harm a person and can also make them go to the hospital and can be the cause of fatality. So we can see the problems such as cancer, birth defects, respiratory problems, and these are only the tip of the iceberg. We can see pollution can do several other things and can even lead to the downfall of a civilization if not controlled. So this image shows a barren land which once was adorned by trees but now is only surrounded by a bit of bushes here and there and a completely dry area. Today we are focusing on air pollution. Air pollution is one of the most dangerous type of pollution because humans can live without water for 3 days, but without air, 3 minutes it's a struggle to be alive even for 3 minutes. So the primary causes for air pollution, such as fossil fuels, industrial processes, transportations, agriculture, etc., cause several unwanted substances to be released into the environment, which can often cause problem. They have various negative effects such as heart disease, stroke, cancer. Also harms plants and animals, and which in turn, if we damage the plants, it can lead to us being damaged as well because we eat these plants and sometimes these animals as well. So this can lead to a chain reaction, and we know that in food chain, this chain reaction can multiply significantly, and then which could cause serious problems. So we made this analysis tool. The analysis tool is to solve the problem of air pollution. It takes the data of the previous years and then it mitigates the stats such as greenhouse gas emissions, population growth, land use changes, and things like that to further predict what can happen in the future and then what decisions should we take to minimize these causes. So, and this instrument took the data from 1990 to 2015, and then we ran it on an ML model, and then we took using various Python libraries, we ran it, and then we took the data from the Indian government sites for SO2, nitrogen dioxide, things like that, also SPM, and we categorize the air as good, moderate, poor, unhealthy, or healthy. So I would like Ishan to take further into the features of this tool.
Well, thank you, Naman. Talking about the features of the tool, I would say for initially the data input, because we have to make a tool with a very high accuracy to predict the pollution levels. So we have to accept a lot of factors which affect this, like the greenhouse gases emissions, population growth, change in the land use, because it leads to emission of greenhouse gases at various levels, concentration of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, as well as respirable suspended particulate matter and suspended matter for the data spanning over 30 years. And the reason we took it for the 30 years because it gave a higher accuracy if we trained it for a longer period of time. Then we come to the simulation capabilities of the tool. The program can forecast the outcomes of various situations and predict the air quality index, which can be used to categorize the quality of the air as good, moderate, bad, unhealthy, or healthy. Well, we also need to visualize and see how the data output comes out as. Therefore, the application offers a variety of data outputs and visualization points to aid the users in comprehending and contrasting the distinct events. Well, now I would
Sorry
like,
to cut in, but can you share your screen?
Well, is the screen visible?
No, you're not sharing the screen right now.
yeah.
Yep, it's visible
All right.
All right. So now, Naman, I would like Naman to, tell more about the use case of the simulation module.
All right. So moving on to the use cases, how this model can be used to further ponder upon the circumstances that are currently upon us. We took the data from 1990 to 2015, and then we analyzed this using our tools. This has been made into a real world application. We can use it into web, integrate this thing into web apps and further mobile applications so that even a common layman can use it by simply the touch of a button. Noteworthy successes can be obtained using this technology. So moving on to the selling points on how this can work. Uh, so it is a very distinctive kind of app because no other app might take into consideration the population as well as the greenhouse gases into consideration. Also, various outside factors can influence. For example, El Nino currents ranging from Chile might affect cyclones over Andaman, and several other things might also. Also, the users, the application's UI is being made extremely simple so that users with no technical knowledge can just input the data about how they think things are going to work, and then they can run simulations and the results can be shown to them. Also, this tool can run pretty cheaply. We can see that in various ML models, the costs are extremely high because we have to run on extremely powerful supercomputers. But this model we have made, it runs on my 6 core laptop. So I'm sure we can further about a 400,000 line of CSV files we have used in this. So a lot of data can be further used into this. So accordingly, even a powerful computer can easily ponder upon about hundreds of years of data and then analyze and then predict for the future. Also, we can collaborate with various businesses and research institutions to further grow because various companies would like to know the future trends and plan according to it, as well as the research institutions. So the simple UI is this: we input the data and give the measures to the suggest the measures of how the temperature, air quality, and the date. A simple UI such as this helps the people to directly see what's going on and then take a decision. So now, since the topic is pollution, we can hope to see various preventive suggestions on how this can work. Because pollution is not just we cannot just control by using an app. We have to take some prevention measures to further decrease the amount of pollution. So we can invest in various solar, wind, hydro, nuclear. These kinds of things prevent the uh, release of various harmful gases into the air because when the fossil fuels are burnt, various engines might be old, so gases like carbon monoxide may even be released, and also various other oxides such as SO2, NO2, etc., might cause harm in the air. Also, regulations so that people can not establish an industry anywhere and then they could just exploit the environment should be should be used, because in hilly regions, for example, the air is so good, but if the industrialists start exploiting the hilly regions for their own benefits, this might lead to various problems. And also EVs, such as various companies have recently popped up like Tesla. Also various other established companies are coming up with EVs which might lead to better better environment, because the fossil fuel vehicles are certainly causing huge amounts of problems to us. So, in the summary, I would like to say a tool that can analyze the air quality data, and then it can also give the air quality as a good air, moderate, and also it can suggest people upon how it can work. Also, a friendly UI, cost effectiveness, and being integrated into real world applications. I mean, it can be used as a sidebar in your Google search as well. So it can show you how is the air, how have you contributed to the environment today, things like that. So a simple notification even might be popped up on people's screen, and then people can use it. Also, contact information can be provided to experts if someone wants to know further about this, and upcoming updates and developments of the tool can be further mentioned. So I will end this presentation with a very powerful thought. There's so much pollution in the air now that if it weren't for our lungs, there'd be no place to put it all. So pollution should be controlled. It is, we can see currently several people are falling ill, and if we do not control it, the whole world might be ill. So thank you and have a great day. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Manav? Next team, Arjun and Mahara from team NPM Run Dev. Guys, you can switch on your cameras and start presenting your PPT.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll just begin with my presentation.
Arjun, it's yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So hi everyone. We are team NPM Run Dev, and I am Mahira and my teammate Arjun. So our project is called Microgit Service. It comes under the Industry Innovation and Infrastructure track. So Microgit Service is basically an easy to use service to manage your multi repos.
So,
Um,
yeah, sorry. So yeah, mainly the problem that we aim to solve here is something like this. So let me give you all a live demonstration of the problem that we face in everyday life. So we have a client and a server setup over here, both in different repositories. And like those who are familiar with TypeScript, you all already know that types are such an important part of both the repos. So it's very important to have the same types shared between both these repositories. So there is a types folder over here with the message type in the client project, and there's a similar message um type over here in the server side too. Now, just imagine that if I just comment out or make any change in this type over here, then it is very necessary to make the same changes over here too. But if that's not happening, then the app is definitely going to crash. So this is one very major disadvantage or drawback that we usually see in microservices based projects, wherein all the dependencies have to be updated if even one of them is changed in any of the services. So yeah, coming back to the presentation.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so as Arjun
Sorry, sorry.
explained, the issue that we're trying to solve is basically to sync or to rather make it easier to collaborate with different multi repos that we have. So, so to make it easier to share the different files, it could be any shared dependencies between different repositories or different services. And this would, in a way, help to eliminate bugs and make it, a faster process, because ideally what we have to currently do is go and manually update it in all of the different repositories. If I made a change in one repository, I have to go and change it in the other repository manually. So this is what the project that we have come up with is trying to solve. So can we go on the next slide?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll give a brief about the implementation of a project. So let's say that we have a server, and the server is having a shared dependency with 3 other clients. Now, let's say we made a commit or we made a change to the shared dependency. This shared dependency, all of the changes that we made will get pushed to a collection where all of the shared dependencies will be stored. Now, whenever there is a commit, or let's say there was anything that was modified in the file, or if there was anything added, that will be reflected in the shared dependencies of the clients as well. So the novelty. So first is that the implementation of shareable and syncable code across repositories. We do not need to worry about updating the repositories and that contain the shared components. And there's a direct integration and management with microservices on GitHub. So we'll move on to the demo.
Yeah. So I'll just give you all a brief of what's going on. I'm not going to bore you all with reading out all the steps on the flowchart. So let's go on to the demo. Okay, so what we have over here is a GitHub app. So this GitHub app has to be installed in any of your organization or your personal repositories in your personal account, and that is going to give access to all those repositories which are there inside your project. Okay, so inside your GitHub. So that's what we're going to do now. So as you see here, we got these two repositories of client and server, and they're sharing the same message type over here. Okay, so just a second, I'll just change this a minute, get this back to normal, and commit this change. Okay, so as we see here, right now the client and the server, both of them share identical identical types. Okay, so let me just, like, before going on to the full-fledged demo, let me just explain, like, what's wrong, or like what are the major drawbacks. So one of the reasons, like, when we use microservice architecture, is that we create a third repository to hold the common shareable code in it, and then we import it into the repositories required using either npm packages or any other methods, including submodules. Now the problem with them is that somebody has to, like, create this package, and somebody has to, like, update it in the corresponding repositories as and when the parent repository has been updated. So that is one problem that we are trying to solve over here. So coming to the workflow, we have a GitHub app over here, which is going to, like, in the form of a CLI, and then in the future scope we have a GUI. So this GitHub app is going to ask you, give the user all the repositories that have been registered in his account, and allow him to map particular repositories or map particular folders and make it into a collection or a bucket. So if any of the repositories in that collection and that particular folder gets updated, then that is going to get synced across all those repositories in the same bucket. Now, I know that questions will be raised as to, like, what will happen to the production branches and everything. So for this, we are given the choice to only make the changes in a particular branch. So that choice lies in the hands of the demo. Okay, so yeah, so I'll come to the demo over here. So let me just start this. Okay, so as you see here, for the moment we have a CLI, and it's asking me the repos that needs to be mapped. So here I'm going to give all the repos that I want to map out. So here it's the client and the server. So once
I
I do
think your
that,
screen is frozen.
okay, is it visible? Yeah, yeah. 1 second. Sorry. Yeah. So as you can see here, I got an option to, like, enter the repos that I want to map. I entered client and server, and as you see here, we got a temporary object that has been created over here, matching the branches that I want to map and the path that I want to map. Now, how am I getting these branches and paths? So these projects have a particular special file called as microgit.json, which is basically a config file for the application, for the app to know which are the shareable components and which branch have they to target. Okay, so coming back over here, so as you can see, our app is completely connected, and let's go ahead and make a change or a push in this backend file. So let me just comment out this streams from this type, and if it's a normal scenario, it's not going to get updated, and the client is going to stay as it is. But in our case, we are trying to automate this process, and as soon as I click on commit and, like, push it over here, so yeah, if you can wait a moment. So we got a request out here to the app, and within a few minutes we'll be able to see that there'll be a commit which is being made. So yeah, just a second.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you're done, you can like you
yeah.
can.
Just a second. I think my screen stopped sharing. Just a second. So
Oh,
yeah. Is the screen visible?
No.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Extremely sorry for that delay. So I'm just starting with this process again. Just yeah. So I'm just entering the repos again over here, and then server, and it's got the uh, mapping done over here. And let me go to the server again, and I'll just make the change that I want over here and update this. Let me, yeah. So as we can see here, we got this thing updated over here with the tiny hack GitHub working, GitHub app working, and you can see the change has been recorded and synced across the client too. So yeah, and we can also extend this by allowing any actions or workflows to be triggered so that testing can also take place simultaneously along with the changes, so that we can accelerate and scale up better and faster. So yeah, thank you very much.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry for the technical difficulties you're facing, but now everything is solved. Welcome to your final review. Yeah, it sure has taken a lot of time to get here, and I'm sure you guys have like done a lot. We're really excited to see what you have for us. So whenever you're ready, just start presenting your screen.
Oh, so can we start presenting?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I hope my screen is visible. I'll just turn off my camera because of the internet issues. So I'll present the screen, okay? So we are Team Skynet, and I'm Nidhi Shakapur taking you to the presentation made by us that will explain us our idea. Our idea is Eco AI, which says your guide to fresh air.
What is our problem statement? People having breathing issues are very concerned about the air quality index, the environment around them, and the places they visit. They have concerns that if they go to a more polluted place, they tend to get asthmatic attacks and other respiratory issues. So we designed a model, or we designed an idea that can help tackle these issues easily, where people, even if when they have to shift their homes or travel places, they can just check whether that place is suitable for them or not with our model Eco AI. What is Eco AI? Eco AI is a cutting edge web application that provides real time air quality information and personalized predictions of air quality for locations around the world, which means that people can know which location around them is safer and less polluted to travel or to shift. And they even have to give in their personalized information like their medical history that can say that whether the place they are going to shift is safe for them or not due to their medical history. So this is giving a personalized prediction and making people easier to move from one place to another. Coming to the main part of the idea, that is the novelty of the idea. Compared to other AQI based products, we are the only product that forecasts AQI live and recommends safer places for people with respiratory ailments. We are taking a person's information, medical history into consideration, which helps in better recommending and safer recommendations. Coming to the usability of the idea, our target audience in the B2C setting are people with respiratory issues that are migrating to another city, and in B2B settings are real estate, tourism, and health industries, which means that people who want to use this model can directly use it for shifting and other purposes, traveling purposes, while B2B is where we can sell this product to another business like a real estate business or an office, where they consider a shifting a person, transferring a person from one place to another, so they can look over his history and then do the transferring. And same goes with the real estate, they can sell to their customers more easily. Coming to the feasibility, Eco AI is feasible essentially because we have good target audience in B2B and B2C setting. That is, a product is novel and hence can fare well in the air quality monitoring market. It majorly uses artificial intelligence coding and the data set that can be given by any state government. This can help in prediction of the live locations and recommend person better. And from now, my friend Ravin will take over.
Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. So hello everyone. This is Ravin, and I'm going to explain about the technologies used in Eco AI. So the first one is ANN, which is called artificial neural networks. It is basically used to simulate the working of the human brain, and it is often used for pattern recognitions and can be trained to carry out complex tasks. The next one is self-organizing maps, also known as SOMs. It is one of the optimal method for doing recommendations. The modified system can be used in many recommendation tasks, including export finding, image recommendation, image annotations, etc. The experimental results show the promising future of this work. And the third one is the long short-term memory, which is called LSTM in short, which this method is applied for time series forecasting. There are many types of LSTM models that can be used for specific type of time series forecasting problem. A well optimized LSTM model gives better and accurate forecast of the input. So let's go to our model implementation. I'm sharing my screen now. Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is as I've already mentioned, this is the ANN model implementation. Okay, so this ANN model is used for the personalized results of the user, and this model is used to predict whether the user is having respiratory problems or not. So these are all the columns are there in the data set, which is gender, age, hypertension, heart disease, whether the person is having heart disease or not, family status, work type, residence type, which is rural or urban area, and then average glucose level, their BMI, and then smoking status. If these inputs are given by the user, the ANN model will try to find the pattern, and it will try to figure out whether the user is having respiratory problems or not. Okay, so here's the pre-processing of the data, and the model implementation is also here. And we got an accuracy around 99.21% for this data set. Actually, this data set is taken from Kaggle. Okay, so we are good to go for the next model, which is som.ipynb. Before going to this model, actually, if a person is having a like AQ respiratory problems, then the person should be living in a place where the AQI level should be less than 100. So this model will try to recommend the cities which is having less AQI. That is the main role of this model. So this is the SOM implementation. Here we are doing the pre-processing of data, and we are doing the SOM implementation over here itself. Now, this SOM is recommending the cities which are all having low AQI levels. So right now, we have taken these cities into consideration, which is Delhi, Hyderabad, Visakhapatnam, Amravati, Amritsar, Kolkata, Chandigarh, Patna, and Gurgaon. These 9 cities. So in that 9 cities, we have done some processing, and we got the best 3 cities to live, uh, which is Amravati, Amritsar, and Delhi. Since this is an old data set, like we have used old data set, Delhi also came in consideration, but still the model is working perfectly. So the next model is our LSTM model. Here I have built the architecture of LSTM model over here so that we can do some good optimizations by changing this file as well. So this is the actual AQI forecasting. This model, this forecasting is actually done via RNN LSTM model, and it shows the forecast of the next 30 days in Pune city. We have taken the Pune city dataset from Kaggle, and we have implemented this RNN LSTM model to predict the AQI levels for the next 30 days. So this is the implementation. Here I have transformed the data into, did some pre-processing and transformed the data to fit into the LSTM model. So yes, so we have implemented the model, and the model is able to predict the AQI levels of the next 30 days. These are all the AQI levels predicted by the model. The most important part is here. This is the graph. So this is the real AQI level. The one which is in red color is the real AQI level, and predicted AQI level is this blue line. Actually, this model can even be even better optimized if we are giving some good values, good number of units, everything. So if you optimize it well, then this model is capable of overlapping the real AQI itself, so that we will be getting some very good accuracy, accurate forecasting. So this is about the AQI forecasting method. So I would like to hand over the session to Sahit to show our website.
Yeah, so hey guys, this is Sahit. Let me share my tab.
Guys, just reminding you of the time limit.
Yeah,
Please
okay,
wrap up fast.
I'll wrap this fast. So we have implemented Google Auth. Just log into your website, and then it will basically track your current location and provide you the AQI value at your current location. And then these are the cities which Ravin discussed earlier. So click on a city, and then you get the current AQI of that city, and then provide the details which is required for the model, and then you get the uh, AQI for the next 30 days depending on the values you provide. So yeah, this is implementation of our idea.
So, at the last, I would like to conclude by saying that this model has a lot of advantage, and it's a really big growing market. And it's right now its estimation is around 4.4 billion, and it is still growing for the global air quality monitoring system market. And by estimated value around 2026, it should be $5.9 billion worth market. So this has a real good opportunity and can save many people from troublesome respiratory issues while they are shifting, and help actually large sector. So that is our main goal, and by this we conclude our presentation, and thank you for your valuable time.
Uh, thank, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much.
Hello, guys. Welcome to your final pitch. It's been quite a long journey since morning, but I'm sure you guys enjoyed it. We enjoyed it completely, and we can't wait to see what you guys have come up with. So yeah, whenever you're ready, you can just start presenting and start your pitch.
Yeah, we are also excited to give the final presentation. So, shall we start?
Yep.
Yeah, please.
So, we are the only tails. My name is Harshit, and the other my two teammates, Master Muskan and Yash Sharma, and we are the only tails. So, our project is the Cure Connect. We have taken the good health and well-being track. Basically, Cure Connect is an online platform that provide individual and healthcare providers with the various resources and as well as the technologies, basically healthcare technology to improve and manage the healthcare department. This website which we have built typically offers such like various services like doctor appointment scheduling, personal health records, various medication services, pharmaceutical services, and access to health information, various educational resources in terms of blog. We have implemented one section blog where people can like read about various symptoms of the diseases and many things about which they can get the information about healthcare technologies. Uh, Also, what are we? Yash, can you change the slide? So basically, like overall, Cure Connect aims to empower individuals to take control of their health and improve communications and the coordination between parents and the healthcare providers. Uh, Yash, can you change the slide? So basically, three main features of our Cure Connect are appointments, medication services, and blogs. Coming to appointments, it allows individual to easily schedule and manage their medical appointments. Like as we have seen, like in other website as well, we can schedule appointment with a doctor. But here the UI is very simple and very it's feasible for the every old age and the young age group, so they can easily schedule their appointment as well there. And the other two services will be explained by Master.
Hello, everyone. So, the other two services are medication services and blogs. Like in medication services, the healthcare website, our healthcare website offers a wide range of medication services. That there are many services that are present in our website. They are like dental services, donation services, diagnostic services, and rehabilitation services. So all those services also have sub parts like sub services. Like in donation services, we can donate bloods, and we can even donate money if we want to help our clinic. And in dental services, there are many sub parts also. So like in medication services, we can from prescription refills and renewals to home delivery options also. Like it makes us easy for home delivery as well as like we can use it remotely also. There is one more feature called blogs. Like in blogs, there will be many blogs are related to all the health issues. Like the blog will contain about the symptoms and also about the precautions that are needed. So anyone who can read, like they can read the blogs, and they can if they have any symptoms present, then they can consult to the doctor. And the blogs helps us to easily search all the blog post topic by topic. Like we have tags also, like you can search for specific tags and find the blogs related to them. You can find the symptoms, like you can find the symptoms and precautions, everything. And it will help us to grasp all the information very easily and quickly. So now yes, we'll explain the tools and technologies.
Hello. So, good evening, everyone. And I'm going to tell you the tools and technology that are being used here. So, we are basically using JavaScript, CSS, HTML, jQuery, Bootstrap, MySQL for database, and Ajax for fetching requests. And now going to talk about the usability. So, what are we doing is like we are collaborating with doctors and we are gathering patients. So, if you have some basic cold and cups, and so you have to go to doctor. So it includes your traveling charges and extra. So what we are doing is we are saving your money uh, by we are saving your money by not uh, increasing your expense in traveling. So what we are doing is we are providing you a platform for you can by which you can collaborate directly consult with doctors, and so it is very easy and effectively used by internet user. This includes factors such as the design, accessibility, and functionality of the product, as well as it is feasible to use and easily accessible for every age group, as it offers great and simple UI and is not very costly. The uniqueness of this product is that it does not only offer one service like a doctor's appointment and telemedicine services, but also includes everything which you can expect from a general healthcare management, like uh, blogs and your consultation. And what we are thinking to do is we are thinking to implement a chatbot system in which we can predict the disease by your symptoms. So this will be in a future scope. We are working on that system, and now the novelty part will be explained by Muska.
So basically, our novelty and the USP of our Cure Connect is it's a one-stop solution for all the things which we have like included in our Cure Connect project. Basically, the doctor appointment and the various medication survey, and also one more thing which I wanted to tell you guys, that we have also implemented a one like a kind of a join our team thing in our project, where any doctor or any like who has some experience in doctor field, or he has some any degree, they can apply for joining the team of a Cure Connect as well. They need to send their CV and the mail ID in that, and they can send their CV through that form, and like the team of Cure Connect will review that and will reply them as per their norms. Also, can you Yash, can you go to the next slide? So these are the some basic screenshots of our Cure Connect project. This is a homepage, and we will show you the demo if you guys want. This is a join our team thing which we have. I was talking about this. They can send their CV, and that also blog thing. The blog in the blog, which what we have done, like in the blog section, we have taken the blogs from the Medium account, like various kind of blogs, the technical healthcare technologies, and also the about the various symptoms of disease, and all the healthcare department if they want to learn about something like rehabilitation centers or anything like that. We have taken the links from that, and we have like integrated the Medium link with the blog section. And also there's a contact us option. If they want to reach out to us, they can also send their name and request what kind of the problem they are facing, so that we can respond to them as soon as we possible. Also, FAQ section is also in our website. They can go to the FAQ section and like search what kind of doubt they are facing also in that. Yes, can you go to the future scope? Yeah. So basically, future scope in our project is the one video consultation. Like we try to implement these three as well in our project today, but due to the lack of time, because due to the lack of time, we could not implement all these things. So we are thinking to implement these in the future. So one thing is video consultation. Patient can connect with the healthcare provider through a secure video call also, which allows for the real-time communication, more personal experience. Another thing is integration with EHRs. Cure Connect can be integrated with existing EHRs as well, which can help streamline the process of sharing patient information, improve care coordinations. Also, there is one more feature we can include for the various people. Many people don't know the English language, so multilingual support we can also include with the Cure Connect. Like initially we thought of implementing this with the ML algorithm as well, but as I said, due to the lack of time, we tried to implement that. We tried some coding and for that as well, but we could not integrate to this. So that is a future scope. And last slide is about us, and also one more feature is there, the rate us option. Anybody can scan this, and they can tell they can rate our whole project, how was their overall experience for our project. That's it. And if you guys want, I can show you the demo of our website also.
Yeah, but please do it quick. We're short on
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is our Cure Connect website. This is the homepage. Here we have implemented. If you want to go and the read more option, this is here the services offer. These are the various services offered, which are the dental services, diagnosis we have filtered according to this. And also here anybody can schedule their appointment. Like if I want I can schedule an appointment also. These are not compulsory right now. Appointment has been scheduled, and we got the mail already. And this is the doctor section, the team which we have printed. And also there's a section which I was talking about. They can send if they want to join the team, they can write anything which they want to. And also any kind of file it accepted, and it will send the CV to the Cure Connect team, and if they want to join the team of the Cure Connect. This is the blog section. It will if you want to read a full blog, then you can click on the continue. It will lead to the Medium link where the blog has been published already. Here the tags which you can filter the blogs according to the various words, like this. And the thing FAQ section is there,
They're
like this.
just requesting you to wrap up a little quicker.
Yeah, sure. The last thing, contact us, and the same thing is there. If you want to contact us, they can send the details in the send, and it will reach out to the email ID of us. Yeah, so that's it about our project.
All right. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
1 second, I'll just present my screen.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Let Manav introduce you, and then you guys come again. Okay.
All right, all right.
Right. So, welcome guys to your final review. It's been a pretty long day for all of us, and I'm sure you guys have worked pretty hard, like making your projects and stuff. We're really excited to
Yeah.
see what you brought today, and yeah, whenever you're ready, you can start your streaming, and you can start your pitch.
All right.
Yeah.
Uh, present, share screen. All right. Can you guys see the screen? Am I audible?
Yeah.
All right. So, our basic idea or app is CATEC, which comes from like CAT, the exams we have. And our main motive is to connect students and tutors together. So our app actually has two different functionalities. It's like 50-50. Half of the app is connecting students and tutors are basically other fellow peers who know certain topics better. For example, if I know BEEE 101 and module 3 of that particular subject very well, and I'm confident I can teach it to students, I could post the listing on my website, and any other student could search the course name and module and would automatically get my listing and a cost and the contact information. So we just connect the tutors and the students. The second part of our website, and I would say the more important part, is for Cat 2 notes. So VIT only allows handwritten notes for Cat 2 uh, since it's an open book test. And handwritten notes are like not every student does them religiously. So what we do is we connect students who have. Can you give us a second? Can you give us a second? Yeah, sorry for the inconvenience. Um, so what we basically do is the same concept as before. We will not allow we will allow students to put up listings for their specific notes at a price and the students to look it up and search. And this is like our entire concept. I won't bore you with like reading through the PPT, but basically, we have a rating system where students can rate their tutors, and tutors who are rated higher will show up first along the search bar. We have a rate system where people can fill out forms and put rates. Then we also have like a contact information where we help them make contact with each other. We have implemented a login system where if you want to add a listing or if you want to rate, you have to log in. This reduces the spam impact, so people cannot just keep spamming the forms. And we have created several databases where we store the form information and the form information along with all the other information. So I'll show the demo of the app once. Can you guys see the screen? Hello.
We can see your screen, but you're not sharing anything.
The website. Can you see the website?
No.
1 second. Could you see the PowerPoint presentation I showed earlier? Okay, yeah. Can you see the website screen now?
Yep.
All right, so this is our website where actually the starting we only implemented the tutoring system and then we got the idea for Cat2 notes. So we put that as a separate part inside our website. So this is the homepage, and when we click start, we get to the main page. In this page, we have a list of all the listings which we get by filling out this form, which I'll show later. And you pick a course, for example, you have engineering chemistry and module 2. So here you get all the options for like whoever is teaching module 2 in engineering chemistry, you have the cost and the rating. You could pick different modules and it will automatically update according to that and will give you a list of everyone who's ready to teach that subject. You also have a cost column to see if how much you want to pay and decide on that. Now we can add listings. If you're a member, you have to sign in. I've already signed in. And we made this form where you put your name, course code, email, cost, and which modules. And all the prices given are per module here. We have a similar UI for our handwritten notes where you search, you can do modules, and it's basically the same UI but a completely different function, and I would say arguably more important function for the Cat2 hand notes. And we have a separate listing form for the Cat2 notes too. Sell your notes, and the same information you'll have to fill it out here too. This is our current review page where you can review like add the email of the tutor and rate, and these ratings will automatically affect the table and will add the ratings here or like average it out based on multiple ratings and then round it to the nearest number and add stars according to that. We also have a my account page where we haven't completely developed it yet, but the my account page is just the name, email, and things like that, personal information, and where you can update your email. And this is the website we have made. Any questions?
No, you guys can continue.
Yeah, so that was our main presentation. We made the website using Wix editor, in which we added a few databases to allow the handling of forms to put all the data into a database, a table, and then sort it out. Then we used another database to see what the user was filling out and then sort the first database according to that. We also used a bit of JavaScript in the backend to help out with the ratings, where it would take ratings with the same email and average it out and then put them onto the table which we have shown on the website. We think this website could be very useful for students of VIT. And if you're talking about the tutoring part, it could be useful for students all over the world. And this would like this has huge potential. And the Cat2 is obviously like a website I feel every student will use in VIT because it's a thing we face every time there's Cat2s. We are asking our friends for notes, and if you have this, if you have that. So this eliminates all of that and provides a direct business.
All right, guys. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Any questions?
No. Thanks, Ram.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a pretty long day today for everyone, and we're all really excited to see what you have for us. So whenever you're ready, just you can switch on your cam and you can start streaming. And yeah, take the floor.
All right, so hi guys. So this, so I hope you can see my screen. Is it visible?
Not yet.
Nope.
Okay, just 1 second.
That's visible now.
All right, great. Okay, so I'll keep this short. So hi guys, I'm Shresh, and with me I have Harshit, and together we are Team Office. So getting right to the important question, what exactly are we doing? Well, we are trying to save lives by providing timely help to people with epilepsy. So, just as a quick pointer, epilepsy is a disorder marked by abnormal neural activity, often leading to seizures and periods of unconsciousness. On your right, you can see a small image that describes what epilepsy might look like. So, you can see there's lots of uncontrollable twitching and shaking and moving of the body. Now, about 70% of the people could live seizure free if it is diagnosed early, and almost 50 million people worldwide are affected by epilepsy right now. Epilepsy is a very significant issue, and it consists of multiple sub issues. It has like brain fog, memory issues, seizures. It causes issues with sleeps and things like that. So this is a funny meme that we thought, and we'll expand upon it later. But currently, the epilepsy as a problem is a very big problem that's affecting millions, and the solutions to this, in our opinion, are still a bit naive. And we'll talk about that later as we get into our solution. All right, so now that we understand epilepsy, let's talk about how we come into action and how we as a team are trying to address this issue. So essentially, we use brain waves. So as I told you in the previous slides, epilepsy is essentially an imbalance, in the brain waves, in the brains. So the most obvious thing to do would be essentially to measure the brain activity, and that's what we're doing here. So just to show you a quick example of how things would work, we have a user, and we record the EEG activity or the brainwave activity from the user, which gets transmitted to the app, which can then be used for analytics or for alerting hospitals. Because if a user has a seizure, if the seizure has not been detected within 5 minutes, and if it's a prolonged seizure, it could lead to fatality as well. So then the question comes, has this kind of model never been built before? Like, what exactly is the novelty? So now, just to highlight some key points about EEG, there is a lot of exciting research done on brainwaves, which is used for epilepsy detection. And in fact, it's not just brainwaves. People have used different kinds of waves like ECG, fMRI to also detect epilepsy. But there is significant research to show that brainwaves are the best way. So again, focusing on the main point, what exactly is the novelty here? So now, if you look at how EEG is measured, this is what we use to measure brain waves essentially. So you see it's a big bulky cap that's placed on your head, and oftentimes you are forced to shave your head so that the contact between these electrodes and your head it's better. And you can see there are lots of electrodes and it's big and bulky, and nobody wants to wear this all the time. But if you are an epileptic person, you would be required to wear a device like this throughout the day. Here's another example of what an EEG cap looks like. So now, obviously, like I highlighted, nobody wants to wear something like this on their head all day long. So why is this used? Well, the idea behind using a cap like this is that the more number of electrodes that you have, the more data can be generated. And usually when you're dealing with a machine learning or artificial intelligence based model, the more data you have, it usually results into higher accuracies. But we suggest that we could gain the same kind of accuracies with smaller number of head caps, like electrodes essentially. So coming back to the main question. So if higher number of electrodes lead to higher amount of data, which in turn lead to higher accuracies, and smaller number of electrodes lead to smaller amount of data, which leads to poor accuracies, how exactly do we solve it? Well, our solution to this problem is transfer learning. So transfer learning is a very interesting concept, and the core idea behind it is that transfer learning allows you to get very good accuracies despite having smaller amount of data. So the way this transfer learning concept essentially works is that you train a very big model on a huge amount of data, and then you use that model to generalize on a smaller amount of data. So if I was to give an example, since all of us are from computer science, let's say during the first year you learned about Python. Then when you come down to your third year, it will be much easier for you, or second year or third year, whatever it is, it will be a lot easier for you to learn Java because you already have a lot of domain knowledge that overlaps. Transfer learning works in a similar way. So our model, the transfer learning model that we used, has been trained on a very different domain image, but it generalizes very well on brain waves. And that is the reason why, despite having small amount of data, you can get excellent accuracy. So this is just a quick highlight of how traditional machine learning differs from transfer learning. As you can see on your right side, you train a model on a huge data set, and you then use that domain knowledge to generalize and get good accuracies on a second domain. In our case, that is brainwaves, despite having a smaller data set. Okay, so now we have solved the first problem. We now know that it is possible for us to use smaller number of electrodes and still get great accuracies. Okay, so what's the problem now? Well, the biggest problem with transfer learning model as it stands right now is that transfer learning models can have a lot of parameters. So the parameters of transfer learning models can range anywhere from a few million all the way to 400, 500 million. Like if you look at the most recent transfer learning models, they are in the range of 300, 400 million. So obviously something like that, you can't fit that into an application. It will make the application very slow, which will obviously not be good when you're trying to detect seizures. Okay, so now that we know there's another problem, how exactly do we solve it? So before we jump into that, I'd like to talk about MobileNet. So MobileNet is also a transfer learning model. Well, do you have any questions?
No, I just wanted to let you know to just go a little quicker.
Okay. So very quickly, so transfer learning model. So MobileNet is a small model, a transfer learning model, which is incredibly small, and it performs very well when it comes to generalizing things. So that was the first step that we took. We picked a specific model that could do very well. But while it is small, the question that we wanted to know is, can we do better? Can we make it tiny? And that's where knowledge distillation comes. Knowledge distillation essentially is a model compression methodology that we can use. And this is how it essentially works. So in knowledge distillation, you have a student model and a teacher model. The teacher model is the big model, and the student model is essentially the model that the big model gets compressed to. And the way it works is that the student model gets the data as well as predictions from the teacher model, which helps it reduce down the size. Now, let's talk about the feasibility and why we're doing this in the first place. So if we could reduce down the number of head caps, the number of electrodes, we could take ourselves from something on the left. So that's on the left, you see a traditional head cap, to something on the right. So on the right, you have a 2 or 3 electrodes head cap. And that is our tiny solution to a big problem. So just to reiterate on some key factors, our tiny solution, despite the fact that we have tiny amount of data with 1 electrodes, we are able to get great accuracies. And we were able to take a big model and convert it into a very tiny model using knowledge distillation. And transfer learning also allows us to train models very quick. So just to highlight one key thing of our work is that the accuracies that we're getting are incredibly well, they're pretty good. So we get somewhere in the range of 90% validation accuracy. That's the highest. And we do have callbacks to restore the best weights. Besides that, another key thing that I wanted to highlight is the decrease in the total number of parameters. So we were essentially able to take a model that had almost 3.7 million parameters and shrink it down to about 7,000 parameters, which is a total reduction of 99.8% accurate, 99.8% size reduction. And that really is the core idea behind our work. Additionally, we did try to add this work into, and obviously we took this Keras model and converted it into a TensorFlow Lite model so that this could be used in edge device. But the problem is that neither me nor Harshit have a lot of experience with Android web applications, so we couldn't exactly deploy it. But it should be fairly simple for someone that has some sort of experience with Android. So yeah, that is our main idea. That's the tiny solution to a big problem. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them, please.
I don't think we have any questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I just had one question though. Like, did you do the entire implementation within the hack, or like, did you work on some particular part of it
No,
during
so
the hack?
the entire implementation of this particular code has been implemented during the hackathon phase itself. I'd be happy to share the timestamps as well. But just to highlight why we were able to do this, we have almost, between us, we have about 7 months of research experience in EG in a similar field. We
Right,
didn't work exact models, which is why we were able to do this that quickly.
makes sense. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone, welcome to your final review. Uh, it's been a long day um, for all of us. I'm sure you guys had a lot of fun during hackathon. We sure did, and we're really excited to see what you have for us today. So, you can, whenever you're ready, you can one of you can start sharing a screen, and we can just start the pitch.
Okay, yeah, so I'm starting. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Hello, everyone. We are Team Brainy Hacks, and I'm here to introduce our project for this hackathon. Our team is made up of me, Muskan Samantrai, Yuvraj Singh Deora, Akshat Kumar, Ratna Savapati, and Chirag Kar. Our project is called Crappy Days. Drive smarter, drive faster, safer. What are we solving through this project? Well, let me tell you two facts. According to the International Organization of Motor Vehicle Manufacturers, global car production reached 89 million vehicles in 2019, up from 72 million in 2009. And the number of cars on the road worldwide is projected to double by 2040, reaching 2 billion vehicles. With such a huge surge in the number of vehicles, also increases the chances of road accidents to occur more frequently. Well, the main reason behind these accidents are excessive speeding, unawareness on the driver's side on exceeding speed limit, and improper driving habits. How we propose to solve this problem? Well, we present to you Rapidace. Rapidace is an IoT-based driver safety app that alerts the driver when they're driving at an excessive speed and monitors the driver's driving habits in real time. The app uses GPS and sensors to track real-time vehicle speed and compare it with the posted speed limits and to check or monitor the driver's real-time driving habits. Well, the main aim of rapid race is to reduce the number of accidents caused by excessive speeding and improve overall road safety. We have some features like speed limitation notification for certain areas, safety report and analysis, and drivers' speed history and patterns, integration with other navigation apps, and provide more accurate speed limit information. The main use case of our app is to provide a safe driving environment and reduce the risk of accidents, as well as it also can help law enforcement agencies to monitor and enforce speed limits in areas with high traffic volume. And well, parents can monitor the driving habits of their teenage children and ensure the safety. Well, this is the demo of our app. It's exactly how it looks like. And now I'll forward it to Yuvraj Singh Deora to show how the exact application is works.
Hi everyone. Just a minute, I'll be sharing my screen. I hope my screen is visible, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So this is my mobile screen, and this is our app, Rapidace. So initially, when you open our app, you will be able to see, like as of now, three options with an speedometer. As of now, it is not working, but this speed is working. It will be calculated based on the real time what hardware device which we have created. Whenever we are moving it on a particular speed, now my friend Ratna is having is in his room. When he moved it, it became 1 kilometer per hour because he moved that much only. So basically, it will have our app will have three options. That is last location, performance, and an history option. So the very first option in which we are watching are the last location. Like if we embed a GPS sensor in our product or a device, so then we can track the like whole car or like whole motorcycle in whatever we are like attaching that device. So as of now, like we were not having this sensor GPS sensor, so we are just using the mobile app coordinates itself to visualize it. And if we have the coordinates, then using the Google API, we can get the location and like open our Google Maps also. So it will take you through that. So this was our last location. When was the where was the last location of your like car which was seen? Okay. So the other main feature of our app is the performance of the driver. Like it basically shows all the parameters like which are required to see like how the person is driving his car. Suppose if a person accelerates, a rapid acceleration is done, and like he does the over speeding, so like it will show like how much times over speeding he has done, and like speed also it will calculate. And in the particular like speed if he is going and he is putting the harsh brakes like frequently, then also those harsh brakes also it will calculate. And based on all these parameters, it will show the score, right? So based on all, like we have written this logic in our Arduino file where all these things are getting calculated, and we are sending all these fields in the Google Firebase, and from there only we are fetching all these values in our app. So this was our performance page, and in the history we can see where all what all places the user has went. Like on this location he went to V8 Vellore, and this much time he spent, and like this much rating he did. So like what we like intend to do in future is like whenever he will be clicking on this, it will show more details. But as of now we have limited up to this much only with 3 card views. Okay, so this was our basic app which we have developed for our this hardware product. So if you want to see our hardware product, you can see the like Ratna, can you show them the hardware?
Yeah, most definitely. So, can you open the performance page,
Yeah,
Yuvraj?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Guys, do
So,
wrap up quickly.
yeah,
yeah. To sum it up, this
uh, basically as an MPU sensor, which sends the exact gyroscopic details towards the cloud, and the cloud calculates it. By the way I'm moving it, it seems pretty jerky, right? That's the reason why hash break, the counter of hash breaks is improving. And at the same time, the score is also decreasing, right? We are using a logarithmic scale to actually monitor the score so as to uh, encourage the user to drive more safely.
Okay, so what can be the future prospect of our app? So in the future, those insurance companies also can take this especially that hardware product and give to them whosoever is coming to take their insurance, and they will be getting easier benefits, if the user was doing overspeeding, due to that he has caused accidents, and then again also he's claiming the insurance, then insurance companies will be benefited, and the user also will be getting benefited, like if he sees his performance, like he's getting 3-star in driving, then the next time he'll try to improve that particular thing. So that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, so this is the overall project. With this, we end our presentation. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Welcome to your final review. Glad to have you all here. It's been a long day. Everyone's been working really hard. All of us are really excited to see your projects. So whenever you're ready, just start streaming. Just switch on all your cams before that, and yeah, take the floor when you want.
Hello everyone. So we're Team Alpha Phoenix, and my name is Sunny Gogol. And here's our project. The sharing screen. You couldn't yet, and I think you like this. So as I said, the name is MediHealth, and in brief, it is a centralized response unit. And here are my teammates, Kaustav, me, Tanmay, Arjun, and Abhinav. So the problem statement we chose is good health and well-being. And within that problem statement, we was getting the right medical resources at the right time, at the right place, and basically learning from the pandemic. So just to explain how bad the problem statement is for us. During COVID, there were a lot of zones and regions that suffered way more than the rest, and this caused for disproportionation. There was no track of medicinal facilities, and for example, hydroxychloroquine was a drug that was lacking in several medical centers. And at the end of the day, many medical institutions got away with the poor treatment because they were overloaded, and that cost quite a few lives in the pandemic too. So here's what we present to you, MediHealth. And just to begin with an overview, it the flow is that all medical centers that are licensed under the Indian Medical Association (IMA) have a common database, and based on what a citizen or the presumed patient needs is dealt with through an algorithm, through an optimization algorithm that provides the best possible suggestion without overloading any medical resources in that region. And those depend several real-time parameters. So the working principle is divided into two. One is resource management, which is dealing with the location of medical centers and all the medicines, drugs, and oxygen, so to say. And the rest is need customization, which depends on the user themselves. So first, dealing with resource management, we are starting with a common database, as explained, and we are dividing medical centers into three categories. First, pharmacies, second, clinics, and third, hospitals. Now, all these three medical centers have some predefined attributes based on which MediHealth is based. So, starting with pharmacies. Well, pharmacies are pretty simple. You basically go to buy basic drugs. So you check if the drugs are available. You'll check how many if available. You'll check the operating time because pharmacies are typically speaking not open 24/7 unless they're part of a hospital. And at the end, the coordinates basically the location of the pharmacy. The clinics are the same as pharmacies, but in this case, you have treatment range, you have the doctor list and the doctor availability. Some clinics are extremely specialized, some are general clinics, works. Again, the coordinates are important here. And next, and the most complex of them all is hospitals. In this case, you'll have bed availability, the treatment range is far greater than clinics. So we can expect more doctors to be available, more flexible time slots, and again, coordinates. So again, we know that hospitals are probably one of the most overloaded institutions, irrespective of which industry you bring up with. So this is how we explain the hierarchy. First of all, the first priority goes to pharmacies because if a user needs basic medicines or the basic drugs, they will turn to pharmacies. We will not overburden clinics or hospitals. In case a person is looking for some medical treatment which is not extremely serious, again, we choose a clinic instead of hospital. But in case we need a very specialized treatment or maybe the region they are in is not developed enough, then we suggest for hospitals. So the hierarchy goes as pharmacy first, to clinic second, and third, the overloaded hospitals. Now we come to need customization, that is based handling situation based on user inputs like severity, the location they are in, and eventually what they actually need. So here we are going to analyze it through grids. So we are going to use user location, the live user location, and then we create a grid around the user that is, and we examine all possible options in that grid. Now, there's a chance that you may not have promising options, or you may have no options at all. What happens then is that grid automatically expands to accommodate more options, so that it gives the users better, more flexibility. But it also notes that okay, fine, you're having to expand that grid, or the resources in that grid are already overloaded. So in that way, the IMA can keep track of okay, this region is a troublesome region. You need to take care of how much resources are available, and if not, you can just help on it. And just a brief structure on the grid. This is an illustration as to how the grid would look like, and you could pick a residential area, so to say. And the next, you choose the best possible option. Here, just to explain what's going on, the green region here is the residence. So let's assume there's a patient who needs to go to the hospital. If the condition is extremely serious, he will most likely follow the yellow line and go to the nearest hospital. But in case this condition is not so serious and the clinic is a little too far away, or maybe the clinic is not specialized enough, he will be reverted back to the hospital through blue line so that the hospital that is connected to the yellow line is not overloaded. That is capacity management. That is the optimization we promise. And here is this workflow. We start from the user's location, the user's feedback, the severity, and asking for the symptoms. The symptoms, what happens is that you can expect patients to exaggerate or underestimate their seriousness. So you really try to connect to a different database of symptoms so that you can at least decide if there can be any serious implications and cross-check the severity. Based on that, our algorithm takes care of the necessary conditions and we connect you to the nearest medical center. And let's go to the benefits here. The tracking quality and speed increases tremendously. So based on the number of complaints, you could actually make sure if the medical centers are having resources with them, or the quality of treatment is good or not. And that way the IMA can really keep track of the real healthcare quality in India. Also, it can check the need of new centers. Just like I explained with grids, if there's a need to expand the grid, most likely you need more centers out there, or either the resources need to be refilled. So that way, a good track can be kept. And it's a centralized system. So what happens is that this government or the Indian Medical Association in particular can keep track of everything that's going on. However, there are few limitations that we acknowledge. First of all, it is extremely ambitious to implement this on a pan India level, and most likely because you may or may not expect full cooperation with private entities. There's also potential for faking of results. Now, while if the IMA is in charge, they can take actions against them. The problem is that by then the damage may have already been done, and if improper suggestions are made, then those results could be costly. And when it comes to implementation in rural areas, again, it's a challenge because they are not exactly well connected to the digital network, and the updating needs to be regular. Else, again, the entire point of optimization misses out. At the end, such databases are risky to keep because they are prone to hackers, and eventually exposure could mean serious consequences. That was MediHelp by Alpha Phoenix. I'll hand over the Kostov, who will give you deep insight into the working of the code behind this.
Sorry to interrupt, but I would also like you to hurry up a little bit as we are short on time. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Kaustubh and I will be taking you over to the code of this program. See, now first we start with the CSV files that we store our data in. So this is a test cases which we store in our Google Drive. And this test case one for a clinic, hospital, and then we go through a pharmacy and some houses. So each of those entities that you saw on that grid is represented by this test case on the clinic and the hospital CSV files. Right. So the CD is basically the coordinates on the grid. Med count, basically what the condition is, that if it's available or not. And state is it open or not. Capacity is 150. That's just arbitrary values that we took for the test cases. All right. So now we start working with the actual program. All right, so this is memory object.py. We created this Python module just to create some object-oriented programs. So we can create pharmacy classes, clinic classes, hospitals, and residents, so they can each have their own attributes. So data management gets easier there. And then we import it in the main file. Okay, we use pandas here, so it is faster and yeah. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, please continue. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So as I was saying, we use Panda and we read the CSV files into a data frame, and this data frame is then sorted out and loaded into the grid. And that grid is also a data frame object, and each of the cell contains a list of all the entities that are present on the grid. Here you can see the grid in action. Just quickly that. Right, so this is the entity number one, the first object on the grid. There's a residence and a pharmacy. As you can see in this, there's a residence and a pharmacy. You can work that out here. Right. So this also creates an object whenever an instance is created. We create a class object, and in that there's a list, global class list, and that contains all the residences and the instances that were created ever. All right. So coming to the distance calculations, that's the optimization part, which is very, very helpful and needed. So we create a functions for each of those, and this distance hospital, basically each of these calculate the distance of hospital, clinic, and the pharmacy, given that this residence is the residence object that we created earlier. Using this residence object, we create a pandas series, and for each index of the hospital, we assign the distance values. Clinics, similarly for clinics, pharmacies, and hospitals. And this is it. You can see this in action. That for a residence object number this, and we get the instances as values. Right. Moving on. For the heuristics that we need for score assignment and giving the user the option that, okay, first category, you can go here. Then there's a second option. If it's not available, you can go to the next one. So for the drug score, essentially what Sunny told you was, if it's not that serious, if I only need drugs, I will go to a pharmacy or I would go to a clinic, whichever is nearest possible. First on that priority list would be a pharmacy. So this mimics how it would actually function. This creates an option panda series, and for each item in the pharmacy list, we create a score, and then if the state, which is if it's open, it adds it to the pharmacy options panda series with the score as an value. Then it returns it after sorting, and here is the end result. For each of these residence objects, we get a sorted list. Okay, so due to time constraints, we were not able to further our project than this point. And I would like to note that all of those implications and implementations could be done on the similar basis, just by creating these functions for scoring, and then we can assign those scores and add the distance as a multiplier, and we can pass this coordinates as the objects and the names, and the user can get their information wherever, whatever, in whichever way they need it. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. You guys can leave now. Is your entire team here? Manav,
Hello everyone. Uh, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, this is welcome to your final pitch. We're extremely excited to see what you have for us. It's been a long day for all of us. I'm sure you guys have been working really hard, and you've learned a lot. I hope, hopefully, you learned a lot from this. And yeah, whenever you're ready, just switch on your camera and just start streaming.
Yeah. So sorry for the delay. Actually, the net has gone. Just a minute.
No issues.
Okay, so we are from Health Connect, and so yeah, it is done by three of us: Hardik, Parth, and me and Krishnan. So basically, our problem statement is today the interest in co-curricular activities has been tapering off in the recent times, and also there has been a decline in the number of people engaging in the creative and the physical activities. So getting a wider number of people into those domains and getting more people engaged into sports and other activities which will help them develop their physical fitness as well as it will be good for all. So yeah, uh, so that with sport being one of the most important thing for a human body, it also needs some inspiration and guidance from the people who have already embarked on the journey towards achieving greatness in the leagues. Also, we also tend to give people a great incentive uh, by allowing them to showcase their physical fitness and regime. So yeah. So basically, our solution is a website which we are proposing a well-maintained and frequently updated website that would be the first destination for the people who are passionate about sports or are a fitness freak or are merely a true lover of sports. So just by taking in the field of interest, we can be providing them content or like blog posts by some of their favorite athletes who may help them learn more about the sport and get into the in-depth knowledge about the same. More for the children who are interested into developing it as a skill and learn more about the niche things about a particular sport. So basically, these children or the ones who are interested in the enthusiasts of the sport will get an option to learn from the OG maestros of these sports, and they will also get to witness some of the rarest techniques and tricks of the play, but who are currently experiencing themselves on the sports ground. So yeah, they can witness the art, learn from them, and later pass it on. So also we have a feature which can help them to share their progress among the peers and the community, which would be a cherry on the top of the already existing things. So we have also planned a business model for the same. So it's just not for the sake of the sports, but there are some goodies involved as well. So there can be pennies involved for both the parties. You can pay to learn, and we as the admin people can gather funds from sponsors, donors, and advertisements, which can be later used for the budding generation of sport persons who are interested in learning the sport and have a skill to do so as well. Also, these are optional, but yeah, we are very serious into turning it into a great business. So but the some of the problems which we might face and the solutions which we have thought of are like, how can we exchange their thoughts and ideas and get the correct sort of guidance? For that, we can easily have a chat forum which we have implemented and which can help in a conversation between the different members who are part of the community. uh, uh, what about the art as a key which is still unreachable, and how will it reach you before nobody before you has? So advertising is the key. Our advertising will be aimed at attracting all those who had never been given the opportunity to show up and speak before. Ours will be a website, the first of its kind, aimed solely at encouraging the under recognized. So, by getting the people of different levels, such as people from the Ranji level in cricket or people from the football level who aren't recognized much, but they need a platform to develop themselves and to showcase about their proficiency, it will be great for them as well. So we have set up this a front end website which has a mock database connected with it, and we have also inculcated some machine learning, which will help in recommending the fitness regimes and exercises for the general people. So we have done this by using React and Tailwind CSS. Also, we have a team of three, but our idea is big, and we would like to propagate this in the right way by attracting the right people and through constant collaboration. Thank you. Just a second, I would like, uh, do we have Hardik here?
Yeah, yeah. So I can
Uh,
present the website now.
yeah.
All right, guys, but to keep watch on the time limit. Wrap it up.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh, so can you guys see? This is a website. This is the first page you are greeted with when you join our website. So you can log in here. Uh, and this is our first page. This is the basic blog that you can access. Here, all the people who are unrecognized and who struggle to find spot in the community but are highly skilled, they can achieve the blogs and they can connect with the people and share their experiences. So
here, for example, let's say Sachin Tendulkar. So he can share this with, and he can write a blog about himself here, and people can read that. Not only people can maintain their own website, so you can have your own blogs every day. You can post different things. You can talk about completing your regime and your blog content, everything like that. So yeah, that is the website, and you can maintain your profile. You can access email addresses and posts and form a forum community, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, thank you.
Um, so welcome to your final pitch. I'm sure it's been like a very long day for you. It has been for us, and yeah, we are really excited to see what you all have, come up with. And whenever you're ready, just switch on your cameras and make sure you're having your stream like set up, and then you can start whenever. Right? All the best.
Yeah, I'll share my screen. Yeah, so basically the name of the product which we have come up with is
Neighborhood.
sorry, is Maximus.
Continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, it's an app where you can like declutter all the WhatsApp spam that you get. You might be in a lot of groups and communities on WhatsApp, and you might be getting a tremendous amount of messages and missing out on the important messages. So we have like gathered a few features which will help us to um, declutter the entire thing. So basically, we have certain features. The first one is important messages. So what you do is you can put up some keywords on the app, and if the messages uh, includes those keywords, it will sort all those messages and will show you. um, and the second one is direct messages. Like on app, there is no way in which you can send messages to people just by their phone numbers and without saving their contacts. So that you can do. The third one is um, there are people whose messages specifically you won't want to miss. Maybe a person who works above you or you consider of higher authority or something, then that you can add those people separately and you can get their messages separately, and you can get notifications accordingly about how you want it to be. So these are basically the design screens. Yash will explain the tech and the app demo.
Hello. Yeah, so basically we're using Android, we built an Android native application using Java, and we are reading the user's notification using the notification. So the user must have switched on the notifications so that we can access whatever message he has sent. We are not using any AI model for recognizing whether a message is important or not, because there were two reasons. One, if we use an AI model and deployed it on the app itself, then the size of the application would have been very big. Secondly, if we hosted a backend, if we created a custom backend and deployed our ML model on the backend, then we would have required internet, and people are not very confident in using an app which accesses their information. I'll just show a demo on how this app works. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just start the application. Uh, so basically, this is our application. Just a sec, I'll show you the onboarding screen as well. Yeah. So this is our app Maximus. These are the onboarding screens. Important messages, as Vijay already told you, that it will filter important messages from the spam ones, direct message. So basically, when you want to send a message to someone, you first have to save their contact information before sending a message. So this will allow you to directly choose a contact or type in a phone number from your call logs or directly and send a message, elite members, and the notifications. So we'll start with the app. Firstly, we'll have to allow notification listener so that we can read important messages. I'll just send a important text from another device to show you how this works. So just a sec. I just sent an important message which contains all the information. So you can see it contains the word important, it contains a website link, it contains a phone number, it contains an email address or a date and my VIT email address. So according to the filters I've set, this is treated as an important message, so it is filtered from the spam one and it is displayed here in the section of important. I can customize what is important for me, like I've added all these keywords. These keywords are like the generic keywords which we'll get once you install the application. You can edit these keywords, like you don't want 911, you can blacklist this. So if a message contains 911, you won't be notified about that message, even if it contains other whitelisted words. Similarly, you can add keywords like you want to add something like meat. So you want to add it to your whitelist. So you'll just type meat and it is added to your whitelist. So whenever a message contains meat, it will notify you. You can disable this filter if you don't want to filter it according to the keywords. Similarly, for links, you want to filter all links. You want to filter all except blacklisted links. Can be Facebook. You don't want to be notified about messages which contain a link from Facebook. So you can add a blacklisted link or a whitelisted link. So basically, you want to be notified about links that are from Jira or Confluence pages. So you can add them over here, or you can simply disable this feature. Other filters include phone numbers, email addresses, date, length, red dot. So basically, most of the times in boot groups or in like messages, what happens is if you want to send an important message, there are these red dots which you include at the beginning of a message. So you can filter them out based on this. Then other features, like I said, chats, you can edit the priority of this group. So if you list it on a higher priority, then this group will the messages from this group will uh, come up come above all the other messages. Then you can disable storing messages for a group, so this app won't store the messages, direct messages. So if you want to send a message to someone and you have not saved the number, you can simply uh, allow access to the call logs, and you can just right swipe and there you go. You don't have to like save the number. You can directly WhatsApp a unknown contact. Then yeah, that's it for now. Maximus. Do you have any questions? I'll just show elite messages as well. Just a second. So I'll just mark this person as elite. Elite. So you can see the crown here. That is, he's an elite message. So if I send some other message, say I'll just send a simple hi, even then it will come over here just because the person was marked as elite, even though that message was not important.
Right. I don't
Yeah,
think
that's it from my side.
anyone has any questions.
No, I guess that's it. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Just let me know when I should start. So, thank you everyone for participating in the Tiny Hack. It was a great pleasure hosting all of you, and it was like really a lot of fun to see all your project ideas. The results will be declared in about a day or two. Till then, just keep waiting, and if you can, extend your project even after this hackathon, because that's what's really important. Just um, not just limiting it to this hack. So yeah, all the best to everyone.